Good evening, and welcome to the first edition of the GoldFire Studios Fireside Chat. I am James. You probably know me as a cartoon, and if you play BC Wars, you've probably killed me a few thousand times at this point. So what we want to try and do with these events is make it a community event. It's for all of you all. We'd love to get your feedback. This is obviously the first one, so we're really forming what this bi-weekly event is going to be. So please feel free to shoot out feedback in the chat or send me a message after this. I'd love to hear any feedback you've got. So sort of the format we've got planned for tonight is I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on with GoldFire Studios and what we've got coming up. I'm going to give you a tour of the office, and then we're going to go into the mailbag and answer some of the questions that you all have sent over the last week. So let's see, I guess the most pressing things lately, over the last few months, a lot of things have been changing with GoldFire Studios. So about 3 months ago, we got accepted into a program here in Oklahoma City called VentureSpur, which is a startup accelerator. And if you don't know what that means, basically they take in a few startups and pair them up with other successful entrepreneurs and help them accelerate their business. And so what that means for you all is that we are going to be able to make better games and better experiences for all of you. So we started that program about a month ago, and a lot of things have been happening. So the first of those things is we've got a second person now. It's not just me. So I'd like to introduce you to Luke. Come on over here.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Luke Simpkins. I've actually been developing games for a little while, just as a hobbyist thing. First met James at South by Southwest, and just a couple months ago, he convinced me to make a jump from catalog.com, the startup I was working at, onto GoldFire. And I think we got some awesome stuff ahead of us.
Yeah, so remember Luke's name. He's going to be doing a lot of awesome stuff here at GoldFire Studios.
You can see me actually in any of the games. You can find me as Cold-Blooded.
There you go. So yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff planned that we've been working on during this program. We're going to let you know a little bit more about that at the next show. But right now, we'd like to give you a quick little tour of the space that we're working in right now. So we actually have another office over in downtown Oklahoma City. But during this 3-month accelerator program, we're working out of their office space. So that's what we're going to be showing you during this show.
Let's do this.
All right. So the space we're in here, besides the wonderful fireplace we have here, it's quite warm and cozy. For all those s'mores, I saw some of you talking about s'mores earlier. They are delicious if you don't know about those. Over here, this is sort of the community area, and this is probably my favorite spot in the entire office. These giant beanbag chairs, very comfortable. All right, follow me on over here. So we've got a pretty spacious area here. Come on over here. It's actually the entryway, and this is Lindsay.
Hello.
Here's a conference room, you know, standard things with the office. Let's go ahead and head on back here. So these are some, well, first of all, check out these Legos. We got these all over the office. These are pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's Lego buildings and structures all over the office that are really, you know, unique, cool things we got here. A few other little startups are in the space, not affiliated with VentureSpur. So this building's actually an old warehouse. We're in an area called the Film Exchange, and it's a pretty cool little area. This building actually used to be used for it was a warehouse for film reels. So across the street there's the Paramount building where they actually transferred the film before they shipped it off back in the 1930s. Now it's been converted to this really cool office. Back here is the kitchen and also the secret giant fragile box storage room. We have no idea what that is. Of course, the fridge with all the necessary startup amenities, Coke, Sprites, maybe some Cooler Light.
Cold pizza.
Yeah, pizza, lots of pizza. The office is actually on top of a pizza shop, so as you can imagine, we eat there quite often. There you go. Is that better?
We have little camera issues.
This is the first time, and it's a little difficult filming with a laptop, but we'll get the hang of it. All right, so there's 3 other startups in the Venture Spur program with us, so let's stop by their offices, see if anyone's in. So, this first one is...
Say hi, Devin.
This is Devin. They're doing some really cool stuff with mobile location technology, Pigeon Me, and then their new brand, Raise More. So watch out for them. They're doing some awesome stuff. Head on over here. You got Identified Music. Looks like they aren't here today, but they are building a new online record label that's also really cool. And then Meso Bio. Say hello. So Meso Bio is doing some crazy genetics things, saving the world, they say.
It's Chuck, by the way.
Not really sure, but they're doing awesome stuff also. We can make you fly. And then here is GoldFire Studios.
Notice it's the messiest place.
Yeah, this is where we've been working for the last 2 months. This is where Poker RPG, VC Wars, GoldFire Network, and other things are being worked on right now. This is our awesome timeline. So the Startup Accelerator culminates in a pitch day at the end where we pitch in front of investors. This is the countdown to that. So, you know, not a big space, but a nice space to be working out of for a small little game studio. Let's go ahead and answer some of you all's questions. Got to get back to that cozy fire where we can comfortably answer those questions. All right, let's see what's in the mailbag. So, I'm just going to preface this. We're not going to be able to get through all the questions. We got a lot of really good questions. So, again, the next show is going to be in 2 weeks. Keep on sending in those questions. If we don't get to your question this time, we'll try our best to answer it at the next show. So, how about Luke, you start picking some questions?
I'll read them off. All right. What is it like working at GoldFire Studios?
Now, what's
from Anonymous, apparently.
Anonymous, all right. Thanks for sending in that question. Yeah, go for it.
GoldFire Studios is an incredible place to work. A little bit longer hours for the startup, but if you can imagine working at a place where everything you do is creating worlds, then that is pretty much what it's like to work at GoldFire Studios.
Yeah, so, I mean, from my perspective, obviously, it's what I've been doing for a long time, and I love doing it. I guess it's a little different type of answer, but let's go ahead and move on to the next question. Let me check something. Hey, can you all hear us okay? If anyone wants to post in chat, we want to make sure you can hear.
Sit closer to the
Sit closer to the mic. Here, I'll go ahead and turn up the volume. Let's see if that works better. All right. Okay. Can you hear me? All right, good.
Excellent. All right, second question is from Try Harder Fish and several other people. Question is, are there going to be more games like Let's, Better Slots, etc.?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. So we've been working on a lot of different things, and we have some really cool things in store. But I'll get to that a little more at the end of this show. So be sure to not tune out early because we've got sort of a preface to a big announcement that we'll let you know when that's going to happen at the end of the broadcast. But more stuff is coming, trust us.
All right, so we got another anonymous question. It says, do you ever plan to make use of the crime rate on Poker RPG?
So the crime rate, I've been asked this a lot over the years. The crime rate is actually one of the features that I put into the game really before even beta testing started. So there was big plans for the crime rate. It was sort of a two-part feature where, and that was back when it was houses rather than pads. So it was going to be crime rate mixed with a player-elected government. So the idea, sort of an ambitious idea, players could run for government, other players could elect them within their cities, and based on the policies that those players selected, crime rates would fluctuate. And so over the years, I've started to implement these features, and every time I just run into different roadblocks. So fortunately, it's never actually panned out. But if you've got, if that idea sounds cool to you and you've got ideas, feel free to shoot them to me. I love getting your feedback.
So another anonymous question.
Anonymous. More people than just anonymous can ask these questions too, okay, so don't be shy.
Why are the rewards on missions and other pickups so poor?
All right. I was waiting for a question like this. So I assume, since it's talking about missions, it's coming from a Poker RPG player, but I hear the same sort of question from Poker RPG and BC Wars. And it goes into a larger topic, really. It's probably the most difficult aspect of game development, or online game development, is game economies. So a game economy really simulates a real economy very well. And, with the recession we're in right now, obviously the economy is very complicated and it's hard to get it right. So there's always a lot of tweaks that need to go into that. And missions and quests and things like that are a real difficult point, because if you give too high a value, too high a rarity items over and over, the value of those items diminishes dramatically. And pretty soon, in BC Wars, you've got a golden axe that is the same value as a stick. Or in Poker RPG, you've got a Lamborghini that's the same value as a white job token or plant or something like that. So there's always tweaks that need to go in there, but also need to be certain decisions made to preserve the overall economy of the games.
Excellent description on there. Okay, another anonymous question. This one, where did you, just throw them up, where did you come up with the name GoldFire Studios?
So, all right, this one's an interesting one. So I don't really know when the name actually came about. I know I've been using it since, internally, since probably early high school. The company wasn't officially founded and using that name until 2008, June 2008. The best I can think, because I've been thinking about a lot of names, and I know back in the day, I really loved fire, playing with fire. I had a nickname, Pyro James, and was really always fascinated with Egypt, which has a lot of gold. So I think those two just came together, and I thought it sounded cool, and it's just stuck ever since.
The answer to that one. All right, this one's from Looney, who I've heard a lot about. What are your plans to get more players on the games, and how can the community help?
Okay, yeah, a couple people asked this actually. So that's one area that VentureSpur, the startup accelerator, could be a big help. So obviously we haven't had a lot of cash for marketing and things like that, and it's mostly been all of you that have helped grow the games and the network. So the best thing that you all can do is keep doing that. Keep talking about the games, especially when new players sign up. The best thing you can do to keep them within the community is to help them out. Be nice to them. don't put them down, things like that. That's what drives new people away. We're all a community. That's what we're trying to promote. But again, with the accelerator, we're looking to raise some money. At the end of this program, we're going to have a lot more marketing costs to really help accelerate the growth of GoldFire Network. Any more questions?
No, that's it.
Okay, well, I know a lot of people are busy. We don't want to keep these shows too long, but again, this is our first time doing this one. We want to do what you all want to see. So please post in the chat or send me messages at the end of this on any of the sites. It doesn't matter. And just feedback about what you want to see in these shows, what you want us to talk about, what you want us to show you. We'd love your feedback. And now that announcement that I was going to tell you about. So we're planning on having these shows every other Tuesday, same time, same place. And so 2 weeks from now is going to be a special show because we've got a big world-exclusive announcement that we're actually going to announce on this show before we announce it anywhere else. So all of you that attend this show in 2 weeks are going to find out the next big thing from GoldFire Studios a full week before we officially announce it to the rest of the world. So be sure you tune in, let your friends know to come check out the event as well. Thank you very much for coming to the show today. Go ahead and keep chatting and whatnot. But yeah, again, we love having you here, so thanks.
We have some people giving answer other questions.
What are they complaining?
I had about 32,424 questions.